This is us. We make some e-commerce business for many years, and we just wanted to know about you guys. Do anyone from you has any brand in the e-commerce, or you work with the brands in e-commerce? Maybe you can raise the hand so we can understand. We have some 5.
Okay, some few people.
Some
10,
more people.
10 brands. Okay, that's
see.
nice. And does anyone make some service for e-commerce businesses? Okay, we have some. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. So today we will talk about our experience for more than 8 years in e-commerce, and we call it 7 foundations for success in e-commerce. And we don't have much time, so this is our all sales pitch. We have some clients with some well-known logos, and we will start the foundations with the highest building in the world. We was in the last March. We was in that building, and in that moment we understood that all the problems we are trying to solve in our country, this is nothing, because they have find a solution how to build the foundations for biggest building in the world.
Yeah, when it comes down to building a successful e-commerce business, they need a solid foundation. Same thing applies to buildings. They need a solid foundation to withstand the test of time, and e-commerce businesses need to have a solid foundation to withstand problems or challenges in digital marketing space. So if you saw the previous slide, we have the opportunity to work and review numerous brands that are doing 6 and 7 figures annually, and we have come to a conclusion that there are 7 foundational elements that actually drive e-commerce success, and that's what we're going to share with you.
Yeah, I will add one thing. So from which perspective we are watching? We have some clients with 500 plus revenue in a month, but mostly we're talking about the medium business, which is trying to get over those 6 figures. So that's for the building. So the first part is...
So yeah, this is my favorite foundation, because as you see, buyer persona, every one of you has heard of this term, and it's a super basic term that you start in marketing, and it's the most fundamental question that you have to answer in your business. It's who is your buyer persona, who are you selling to? And it sounds so simple, but honestly, I have worked with around 200 small and medium businesses, and maybe I would say out of those 200, like 10 or 15 have this figured out, and they have done it to the level that it needs to be done. Most of the time, companies invest too little time in this part, and you can never go wrong by investing time in understanding your buyer persona, because you will always find some new golden nuggets, some new angles, some new opportunities by going deeper in your customer's mind. It's the most important thing.
And this is some practical tip. What you can do, you just need to send out the surveys. If you have already customers, I hope you have already them, and you want more, just ask them why they are buying that. You don't need to have these demographics and all this stuff which is around where they live and what they do, but you need to understand why they are buying your product and why they are making this decision, and from that you will, in the next slides, you will understand how you can use that information.
Yep. And the second foundation, which even fewer businesses do, it's pretty much the second stage of understanding your buyer persona. It's mapping out the awareness stages. And what are awareness stages? So mainly, if it's a small business, it will focus on one buyer persona, one main person they are selling to. But those people are not all the same. They are in different awareness stages. And there are 5 stages. And the first stage is unaware stage. Those are people who are not looking to solve a problem. They don't even know that they have a problem. They just have desires, they have dreams, and they have emotions they are feeling. And that's it. And you have to, when you speak to these customers, you cannot mention your price. You cannot even mention your product in the first part of the ad. You have to hook them in by speaking to their emotions, to their desires. If you start speaking about your product immediately, they will not listen because they are not looking for a solution. And the second stage is a problem-aware stage. These are people who are aware that they have a problem, but they don't understand their problem that well. They need to learn. They are still learning about their problem, and they don't know how to solve it at all. And the third stage is solution-aware. These people know their problem, and they know the different ways that they can solve the problem, but they have not yet decided on how they will solve it. So here you start the ad with trying to convince people that your solution, your type of solution, for example, if we are an agency, we have to convince people that businesses can grow by using an agency and that is the best solution. And the fourth stage is product-aware stage. This is the stage where people already know the product, they know the solution, what they want to use. So for example, they know maybe 3 agencies that they like, and they are just choosing between them. And here you just have to show why are you better than your competitors.
I think you need to, not just about advertising, it's about every activity
Yeah,
you make for
goes
the brand.
everywhere.
You just need to understand in which stage you are working with the clients, because there will be different information you need to give in that moment away. And this is really important that when you plan some strategies, whatever you do there, you need to understand in which stage you are talking with this customer. Because yeah, you can make it really an effective activity if you haven't sold this up.
Yeah.
Numbers. So this is actually by far the most basic stuff that everyone needs to know, but we have worked with and are working with brands that are generating multiple 7 figures a year. And when I ask them what is their LTV, they don't know. So even brands that are doing good figures fuck this up. So the first thing we need to understand that when we're using, let's say, platform data, Facebook ROAS or any platform ROAS is BS number. It's kind of harsh, but it is what it is. The best way, the next thing is we need to understand what is our target cost per acquisition. And again, a lot of businesses don't have this. And there's actually two costs per acquisition. There's cost per acquisition to acquire a customer as a first-time buyer, and there's cost per acquisition to acquire based on LTV. Businesses that know their LTV, they can spend way more than a new business to acquire a customer just because they know how much the customer spends in years' time. And since we don't have a lot of time, then one of the most important numbers is retention. How many businesses measure how many people return to their store or e-commerce business, like how many times they buy? A good percentage is at least 20, 30% each month. Not everyone, but at least you need to have this measured. And if you don't, again, then you're stuck on acquiring customers and only focusing on customer acquisition, and you cannot grow because the platforms where we buy media, is it Google, Facebook, TikTok, doesn't matter, the costs per advertising will always rise. And today is actually the cheapest time that we can advertise.
Yeah, as already Richard told it, there will never be a cheaper time. So just Google it. We can talk about this like 2 hours about the numbers. Just understand the numbers, because there are many, many businesses which doesn't know. And there is this saying, wins that who can win that company which can spend more money on advertising. And you can do that only in that time when you understand all the numbers. So please make them. Next one is test like crazy. And we had been trying to understand the brands which can succeed in online business. And this is only from the meta. Yeah, this is only one platform where you can see amount of the ads they are running. And all of those companies are running a lot of ads.
Yeah. And when our client decides that they want to go with paid advertising, the first thing our team wants to do is get 50 different ads live as fast as possible. This is the fastest way to find winners quick. It's just about huge numbers. And you get that number of ads by mapping out those awareness stages and creating ads for each awareness stage. And then you just see which stage works and you focus on that. So yeah, having a big number of ads is like crucial for success these days.
And it's not just about the number. It's about what you're testing. You can test images, you can test videos, you can test video length, 3 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds. You can test headlines on the ads. You need to run multiple tests to actually come down to an ad that drives people to your website and they buy.
And it's not expensive. It's like you can make from one video, you can make around 100 tests. Yeah, you can do that, but just understand that there is always this question: will that work? Will that work? We don't know before we haven't tested that, and that's how you need to see your any activity on the marketing, on e-commerce. You just need to have a test. And when you know the numbers, you are starting to do that because you know how much you can spend on the new and the
some guy, by the way, also told that marketing is like a really fancy word for testing. So we don't know.
Yeah, and this is actually my favorite part. It's the offer. What does offer mean? It's simply what the customers get for what they pay. And it's offer is not just the amount of product or it's how the value is perceived. It's, are there guarantees? Are there bonuses? What is the shipping time? What is the name of the product? What's included in it? And and if you want to learn more about this offer, there's a really, really great book just about this, a short book, 100 pages. It's Alex Hormozy, $100 million offers. If you have an e-commerce store, I suggest you read it. This is probably the biggest money-making activity that you can do. Because if you figure out your offer, you can run very average ads. You can even run bad ads that are not good. But if your offer is straight on the point, you will make money. Yeah,
in the e-commerce field, like 3 gifts is like minimum in some higher companies. So when you can learn about offers, you can understand what you need to add to this offer. You can spend more on advertising.
One on the offer thing. 20%, 50%, 70% off, that's not an offer.
Yeah.
That's a discount.
Discount is not offer, yeah.
Yeah, and when we acquire customers with discounts, they will always expect a discount.
And good quality and fast shipping is not an offer. Yeah, it's must have. And this is a topic we already told. Test all types of ads in all possible platforms you can get on that moment. We need to remember that there is many platforms, and right now about the organic content, I know that at least 7 platforms you can post the same content. So about the advertising, it's the same. So use all the platforms, use that advertising content into organic content. So try to reach as much people as you can.
Yeah, you need to have UGC videos, branded videos that are high production. You need UGC pictures that are just taken with the phone. You need high quality pictures. You need GIFs. You need slideshows. To really scale with paid ads and with organic content, you need all types of content.
Yeah, there is not much successful e-commerce companies without running all types of ads. And the last one is sell, and customer retention. What does it mean? In 2021, we changed the game because there was around 60% data which you cannot rely on. The Pixel haven't. Pixel has no power to make this data. So we were starting to play another game, and this another game, we call it data game, where you try to collect as much data as you can. And not only the Pixel data, the next one is at least emails, phone numbers, something else what you can acquire, so you can after that make this retention. Because most of the brands we are working, they make at least 30% of the revenue in email marketing. And email marketing doesn't cost anything. It costs like 50 euros. Okay, for the biggest clients, it's 500 euros per month to run these marketing campaigns. But you need to focus on the data. And the Pixel data is not enough today.
Yeah, and good ways on how to acquire those, let's say, emails. It's not just pop-ups on the website that you have, or when people just add to cart and they have to fill out the information of the email. You can also run campaign that drives them to a landing page where they can fill out their name, email, phone number, and their birthday date, and you can give them some kind of incentive. For example, for the next purchase, you get a 10 euro off or 10% off or free shipping, whatever it is, for them to leave the email. And you can then send them and just sell on email flows.
Yeah, this campaign, what he's talking in, it has around 60% open rate for some of our clients when you collect the email, and after that you will make some welcome flow, and you can share your brand, and you can get the data what you need. So bonus tip, we still see that there is many companies which is not using any task management system. So use that one. That is only way how you can achieve 1,500 ads or whatever you will have. So you can test more. You need to have the task management system. This is really important. So this is conclusion and key takeaways. If there is any who want to make a picture, this is the moment you can do that. And that's all from our side.